Hello, in this video we're going to be looking at creating tractors and implements. We're going to look at how we create a tractor, how we create an implement, and how we join them together for in-field use and coverage mapping. Setting up of our tractor and implements is done in the toolbox. So we've gone to the toolbox in our menu, and here we see our tractor implement and vehicle implement configuration. If we click tractor first, what we see is all the information on our tractor. There's not really anything that we need to do here, because this is what is connected to the PLM Connect portal and the VMS. So all the information on the vehicle has come from the telematics to be able to get into the monitor. One thing that you may want to do on your PLM Connect portal is rename the vehicle, so you can see it easier, and there's another video to look out for on that. And the reason that we look at renaming the vehicle is when we want to send information to it, we need to know which one we're actually sending it to. So make sure that the vehicle name, if you've got two T8 vehicles that are the same, put a unique identifier by them. That it makes identification of the vehicle much easier, and align it with what is happening on the portal as well. Down the right hand side here we've got the settings that we can scroll. We've got a little button, and we can see the little down arrow here. We can scroll down through the list. When the arrow disappears, we know that there's nothing else to add. And these are the various settings on your vehicle, whether it's the air conditioner, whether it's the lights, whether it's the configurable controls. All of those are done in this area here. And so that's how you set your tractor up. When you want to come to your implement, you click on implements, use the drop down box, and these are implements that are already on there. If we want to add a new one, click add new, and we will rename the implement. And going, always a good idea to use its proper name rather than just a demo like I have, but this is just a demonstration, but it's more information you can put on that on your vehicles, the better. So then choose the vehicle it is. We'll call it other. Implement type. What is it? We've got other. Then we've got the make of it. We'll call it a New Holland. And then if it has a model, then we can give it a model number from there just by clicking add and going SREX. There we go, then we save it. So that's the name of our vehicle that we've saved. And then we've got our measurements. And so what this is, it's a very helpful diagram to be able to measure where the settings are. All fairly familiar to you, I'm sure, but you put in the distances that you have there. Again, you just need to be careful that you don't miss the skip overlap feature on the bottom left. So what this will do is, if you want to overlap at all for any particular reason, then you can put that measurement in there. If you want to leave a gap and skip something, skip working side by side, then you can do that as well here, rather than making some measurements up of how you're going to make your vehicle, your implement either wider or narrower than what it is. So put the actual width of your vehicle in, and then the actual skip that you would like to put in, or the overlap. But yeah, just be careful not to forget where that is. And if you've got an application controller, if you've got a sprayer, then this is where the controller would go. And then we go back to our menu, and then we can join the two together. So we have our vehicle and implement together. What have we got? We've got our tractor that we're there. And so what we want to do now is, when we're recording for coverage, we have a choice of either and or. So we've got coverage logging. What are we going to do? We're going to use auto guidance enabled, and then the second one is front PTO is working, depending on what the machine is. So those are the two switch sources that we have, and so when AND is highlighted, we need to have both of these working for a coverage map to work. If we select OR, it's either one or both of these, it doesn't matter, one or the other, and then you'll be getting your coverage map generated as you're working. The three at the bottom, this is just how you're getting your speed source information, so you don't need to do anything with those, just leave them as standard unless there's been a significant change in your setup. But this is the configuration. Now the good thing here is that's just my tractor, I can add it as a new configuration as well, and I'll just put in demo. And then go apply. And so if I want to switch from one configuration to another, depending on which machine I'm using, I just use the drop down box rather than having to go and create them every single time I'm going into the vehicle. So the top one is one that is there all the time. The demo one, as you can see, you can delete that if it's not what you want it to be. But you can make any configuration. So the demo one will go to the rear PTO's working. So that's the setup now. If we use tractor, then we've got the front PTO, demo, rear PTO. So that's how you're able to set the machine up quickly and efficiently and reliably to record your coverage data with the operations that you do. We can check the guidance again if we want to, depending on whether we've got everything set up. Vehicle measurements, you can do that here, but you would have already got this set up when you bought your vehicle. It's not something you do on a day-to-day basis. Our work condition, and we can create a new work condition here depending on what we're doing for the day, and put information in there. So there is our work condition now. So that's how we set up our tractor and implement and a configuration to ensure that we'll have our coverage data being recorded as we go along.